You have changed the SP. You have changed the DG. You have changed everyone. State government has, on its assessment, has made it. After the changing, what has happened? Kaliachok incident has happened. Because 1,100 officers one night have been transferred under what assessment? This is the first time in West Bengal. A chief secretary has been transferred, and your lordships have recorded your lordship's order. The day he appeared before the lordship's court. This is the first time in the history in India. This has been brought by this election commission. One has to accept it. Up to this, not a single chief election commissioner has raised this question. That is a CEO's proposal, not the state government's recommendation. Even your lordships kindly see Article 324 sub-Article 6. Request has to be made to the governor. That has also not been done. Every state, I don't know, earlier up to 2025 by-election, it was done.
The officers who have been transferred or posted, they are all of West Bengal cadre. It's not that people have been brought from outside. They were all your serving officers.
Not my serving officer, but state government serving officer. The High Court has mixed up the issues. High Court has mixed up. The point is, I appear against the state, for the state. High Court has mixed up the issues with me. That is the problem.
They are serving in the state of
identification problem.
Whether they occupy A post or B post, how does it matter? What prejudice, what serious kind of
a mandatory provision of the statute is violated. Question is not the prejudice or no prejudice.
You know the word consultation.
Now your lordship is observing this. Can I say one thing subject to your lordship's permission? What has happened? You have changed the SP. You have changed the DG. You have changed everyone. State government has, on its assessment, has made it. After the changing, what has happened? Kaliachok incident has happened. Question is not that. Question is that the competent officers. There may be so many officers, all are not equal competent. How the Kaliachok incident has happened? How the other places law and order problems are there? Since your lordship has raised the question, otherwise I would not have said this.
It all depends upon when you give the opportunity to perform. Then only one can evaluate whether they are competent officer, incompetent officers. In order to ensure that there is some element of some fairness, objectivity in performance of duty, this exercise has undertaken. Now the officers are in place. Your state is going for election in a couple of days. Even assuming that what you say.
I can understand. I will not be an impracticable person. I can understand. May I make one request to us? Just one request. I am not saying that you interfere. I have raised substantive questions. Very substantive. Read section 20 of the Act. This is question. I have raised substantive questions. If your lords, can your lordships can decide it after that also. I read section. I just showed to your lordships one very important question. I think this question has not been raised. Kindly see read section 20 of the RPR.
Instead of deciding academically, then something which we can take up at the initial stage itself. We will decide in an appropriate case. We will keep the question of law open because we understand this kind of situation may arise. But as of now, the point is only that consultation is not concurrence.
Maybe consultation is not consultation is not concurrence. It doesn't mean that consultation will not be taken place. Your lordships have taken the governor's case of the university.
Yes.
Your lordships have seen that consultation may not be in concurrence, but consultation, absence of consultation is not required. Can I show one section?
Sir, in the context of appointment of judges has been interpreted differently only so that it draw color from the basic principle of independence of judiciary. That's why consultation in appointment with Chief Justice of the High Court, Chief Justice of India, that's a different meaning. In the rest of the statutes or wherever this word consultation, you know very well, who knows better than you, that interpretation given by court.
Just I give to consultation is not concurrence. I can understand. I can understand my fate, Millard.
Not it.
Millard, consultation is not concurrence. I can understand, but consultation will not. But the consultation will not be taken place. Millard, that is also not the law.
We will keep the question of law open, so that you may be right, tomorrow it may create, suppose, in a case, Election Commission of India and block bring officer from outside, assuming.
Yes, yes.
Not a single state cadre officer is allowed to perform. There may be an extreme situation where court's interference might be.
Millard, I can understand extreme situation. Millard, 1,100 officers overnight have been transferred under what assessment? 1,000. Millard, this is the first time in West Bengal. Millard, a chief secretary has been transferred, and your lordships have recorded your lordship's order. The day she appeared before the lordship's court. And your lordships have recorded an order. There is a fight between the central government and state, election commission and the state. And who was representing the state? The chief secretary. And first time in India, the chief secretary has been transferred the day the notification has been made, because she was opposing all the suggestions. Is it a fault? Is it a ground to transfer? DG, my lord, your lordship constituted a committee. That DG, chief secretary, they will represent. When they are representing before the honorable.
This is the misfortune of the country, that the very object of creation of All India services is getting frustrated. Officers are also only for the sake of plum posting and for all personal benefits. They go and they surrender completely only to secure position.
Only to?
Only to secure transfer postings on better places. So this is how the impression sometimes is created in the mind of the general public, that we will not be able to get a fair opportunity, will not be able to get a fair treatment from them. This unfortunate impression leads to.
Millard, the problem is, Millard, to post someone insensitive post. Why your lordships are transferred? Someone as district judge, someone as the labor tribunal. That's an assessment.
The worst example for your state in this, your state means that why it so happened that we have to use our judicial officers even for that.
No.
That again shows the trust deficit.
No. If the
trust deficit both sides, not you. They have no trust in the officers of the state government. State had no trust in the officers which were sought to be brought from outside. And therefore we had no choice.
Then in that case, this is the first time in the history in India, this has been brought by this election commission. One has to accept it. Up to this, not a single chief election commissioner has raised this question. First time he is raising this question. Does it not create a doubt? Anybody has done it. Anyone has done it in this way. First time one chief election commission. My lord, I am not talking about the power. Kindly, my lord, existence of power and applicability of the powers are completely two different things. If it is two different things, how the election commissioner, chief election commissioner, is doing that? All the chief election commissioner was what? I want to show your lordships one section, then your lordships, whatever your lordships will decide. I hope that this is one of the important questions I have raised. Kindly read, Millard.